Welcome back to our channel. Before we dive into yet another fascinating and mysterious stories, I would like to invite you to watch, to like, and subscribe to the channel. Also activate the notification sound. Today, we explore a unique story of the hidden realm where fallen angels are tormented by their own sin. Imagine a time long ago. A time when angels lived among humans, not just any angels. Powerful beings, meant to guide and protect us. But something unexpected happened. These angels noticed the beauty of human women. They were captivated. This wasn't part of the plan. Angels and humans weren't meant to be together, but desire took over. They made a choice. They left their heavenly posts, came down to earth, and followed their hearts. Can you picture it? Mighty angels abandoning their duties for love. Why didn't God stop them? He watched as events unfolded, knowing something bigger was at play. These forbidden relationships led to something terrifying. The Nephilim, children born from angels and humans. But these weren't ordinary children. They were giants, growing rapidly, towering over everyone. But their size wasn't the scariest part. It was their hunger. Always hungry at first. They ate normal food, but soon, it wasn't enough. They wanted more, and more, until they turned to humans for food. People lived in fear. Imagine trying to protect your family from enormous beings who saw you as their next meal. Humanity was suffering. The Nephilim's hunger seemed endless. Their power grew stronger. This wasn't just a problem, it was a disaster. The world was turning into a nightmare. All because of one forbidden choice, made by angels who should have known better. The sight of these giants, destroying everything in their path, was just the beginning. Nobody knew it yet. But this would lead to one of the biggest events in history. The rampage. Would force God to make a decision that would change our world forever. And what happened next would make their creation look like child's play. But before we continue, let's remember archangelmichael.com and down Saint Michael the Archangel. Defend us in battle. Earth became a nightmare as the Nephilim's hunger grew stronger. Each day, they weren't just eating to survive, they wanted everything. Villages turned into ghost towns overnight. Thriving communities gone in an instant. The Nephilim didn't just take food, they destroyed entire communities. But food wasn't enough. They demanded worship. Bow down to us, they'd command, or we'll crush your homes and families. People faced an impossible choice. Serve these monsters, or watch everything they loved get destroyed. Some brave souls stood their ground. They wouldn't bow to false gods in secret. They'd look up at the sky, tears streaming down their faces, begging God to save them. Please, they'd whisper in the dark. Don't let us die like this. Day after day, their prayers seemed unanswered. The giants grew stronger. People wondered, had God turned his back on them? How could he let this happen? No place was safe. It looked like the end was near, but just when all hope seemed lost, something changed. Those prayers, they weren't ignored. God had been listening. He saw his people suffering. He watched as these giants turned his beautiful world into a place of fear, and death. God decided enough was enough. He wouldn't sit back anymore. He was about to step in, and when he did that, the whole world would feel it. The Nephilim thought they were powerful. They were about to learn what real power looked like. A plan was forming in heaven. A plan that would change everything. The giants had no idea, but their reign of terror was about to end. In heaven's grand halls, a meeting like no other was taking place. God called his most trusted archangels together. The situation on earth was dire. Even heaven couldn't ignore it anymore. The archangels gathered, each burning with ideas on how to fix this mess. Michael, the warrior angel, stepped forward. Let's end this now, he said. Send me down with heaven's army. We'll destroy these giants before they eat another human. But Gabriel wasn't so sure. He spoke softly, but firmly. Wait, remember, these Nephilim are part angel. The humans need hope, not more violence. Maybe we can save some of them. His words made everyone think twice. Then Uriel came up with an idea. What if we test the humans first? See who's still good at heart, we can save the worthy ones and let the rest face their fate. His suggestion hung in the air as the others considered it. Raphael, always the healer, shook his head. The earth itself is suffering. These giants have poisoned the land. The water, everything, we need to heal our Father's creation first. He had a point. The damage went deeper than anyone realized. God listened carefully. He saw truth in all their words. Then he did something unexpected. Instead of choosing one plan, he decided to use them all. Each of you will have a special job, God announced. Michael, you'll lead the fight against the giants. Gabriel, you'll bring messages of hope to the good humans. Uriel, you'll help find those worth saving. And Raphael, you'll heal what the giants destroyed. The archangels stood ready. Their mission's clear, but there was still one piece missing. They needed someone on earth, someone human, to help carry out this divine mission. Who should we choose? They wondered. Who among the humans is still pure enough, strong enough to help us save Earth? God smiled. He already knew the answer. He had been watching one man and his family carefully. This man's heart was different. He was exactly who they needed for the biggest rescue mission in history. In a world where evil seemed to win everywhere, God searched for anyone who still followed the right path. It wasn't easy. Most humans had either joined the Nephilim or were too scared to stand up to them. But then God found someone different. Noah wasn't like the others. While people around him fought for survival or gave in to the giants' demands, he kept his faith strong. He believed in God's goodness. Even when everything seemed hopeless, Noah walked with God. He taught his family to do the same. In the middle of chaos, they stood out. Their hearts remained pure. Their actions righteous. God saw this, and it moved him. He knew Noah was the one who could help carry out his plan to save humanity, to restore the earth. God spoke to Noah, told Dimmer about the coming flood, instructed him to build an ark, to save his family, and pairs of every animal. Noah listened, he obeyed, even when others mocked him. He kept building, kept believing, because he trusted God, and that trust, that faith, would change the course of history. As the floodwaters rose, the Nephilim's reign of terror ended. God's plan unfolded, and humanity had a chance to start anew, all because one man chose to walk with God in a world gone mad. Noah's story teaches us that even when things seem darkest, faith can light the way, and God's plan is always for our good, even when we can't see it. So, when life feels overwhelming, remember Noah. Remember his faith, and know that God is always watching, always listening, ready to step in at just the right moment. In ancient times, celestial beings, known as the Watchers, descended to earth. Tasked with guiding humanity, they became captivated by human women. Their union led to the birth of the Nephilim, giant offspring who wreaked havoc upon the world. These Nephilim consumed Earth's resources and introduced chaos and violence. In response, God commanded the archangels to act. Michael was instructed to bind the leaders of the Watchers, imprisoning them until the final judgment. This divine intervention aimed to cleanse the earth of corruption and restore order, and so Michael descended, not with mercy, but with holy fire. He wasn't just there to bind them. He came to make them feel the weight of what they had done. These weren't weak beings, they were ancient, powerful. But Michael carried the authority of heaven. He found the Watchers, those fallen angels, and he struck chains forged in divine wrath, wrapped around them. Not just physical chains that bound their very essence, their power, their pride, their rebellion. He dragged them down to a place deeper than any human can imagine, a prison beneath the earth, where light has never touched, where time stands still, where torment never sleeps. This wasn't just punishment, it was justice. But not just any kind of justice. Michael didn't use simple suffering. He used their own sins, turned against them. Every deception they whispered to mankind, every twisted desire they acted on became The chains that held them, their prison was alive, made from what they had created, a dimension where every wicked thought returned to them, endlessly, echoing, mocking, breaking them. This is what the Aramaic scrolls hint at, not just confinement, but eternal reckoning. Mirror realm, built from the evil they birthed. It was Michael's design, and God allowed it. Why? Because these angels hadn't just broken rules, they had corrupted the very order of creation. They gave rise to a nightmare. The Nephilim were only part of the fallout. Humanity nearly didn't survive. So, Michael made sure the Watchers would never taste freedom again, or so we thought. Because here's where it gets darker. Some scrolls suggest that all of them were locked away. Some slipped through, hidden, dormant, waiting, and some of those who were imprisoned, they've been working on a way out. From the inside, this is not just legend, it's warning, because if even one of them escapes, consequences could be unimaginable. Imagine a being that's endured endless torment, learned every flaw in its prison, ready to unleash millennia of wrath. That's what we're facing. And if they return, it won't be for redemption, it will be for revenge. But the scrolls also tell us something else. That Michael knew this was possible, and so he left a safeguard, not just a lock, a prophecy. That when the time came, certain signs would appear, signs we might already be seeing. Increased chaos, spiritual confusion, the rise of unnatural desires, false messiahs, war in the unseen. The veil is thinning, and what lies beneath is stirring. We are part of this story, not just spectators. Michael's war is not over, and he may soon return to fight again. But will we be ready? That's the question, because this isn't just about angels and demons, it's about us, humanity, our choices, our hearts. The same freedom those angels once had. We still have it now, and what we choose determines what comes next, so stay awake, look deeper, because the truth, it's more shocking than we ever imagined, and it's still unfolding. The ancient texts tell us that after the fall of the Watchers, humanity faced unprecedented challenges. The Nephilim, offspring of these fallen angels and human women, dominated the earth, leading to widespread corruption and violence. In response, God commanded the archangels to act decisively. Michael was instructed to bind the leaders of the Watchers, imprisoning them in the depths of the earth until the final judgment. This divine intervention aimed to cleanse the earth of corruption and restore balance. Michael descended again, not as a warrior this time, but as a warrior, a guardian of a prison, built from divine justice. The pit was sealed. But it wasn't just any pit, it was a space, outside of time, a place where their thoughts were turned against them, where every moment was stretched into eternity. Each sin they committed replayed before them, not just once, but over and over. Their own memories became torture, their regrets amplified, their pride shattered. Michael left them there, and he did not look back, but he knew it wouldn't be forever. He understood the nature of rebellion, that even in defeated plots it waits, it whispers, and so Michael established watchers of his own, not fallen angels, but humans, chosen by divine sight, people with dreams, visions, people who feel spiritual pressure others ignore. You might be one of them. You feel something's off in the world. More than just wars or disasters, something spiritual, like a hidden war is raging. Because it is, and the signs are growing stronger. The ancient scrolls say this prison was never meant to last forever. It was a holding cell, a waiting room for judgment. But the judgment hasn't come yet, and now walls are cracking, whispers are being heard again. Some say the veil is thinning, that beings long banished are making contact again, through dreams, symbols, voices in the dark. Not all of them are hallucinations. Some people are truly hearing from something ancient, something angry. And that's why this story matters now more than ever, because the punishment Michael created was meant to contain their evil. But evil is clever. It doesn't need to escape. Physically, it only needs influence, ideas, and that's what's leaking into our world today. Corruption in plain sight. People celebrating what once was hidden, calling good evil and evil good. Desires once restrained, now embraced. Laws once based in virtue, now rewritten. The echoes of the Watchers can be felt in modern culture. Their same arrogance, their same hunger, their same rejection of divine order. And just like before, starts small, but it ends in ruin. God knew this. That's why He didn't just imprison the angels. He also warned us, through Scripture, through prophecy, through the Spirit. He gave us signs, and told us what to watch for. The world thinks these are myths. Stories, but you know better. Your spirit feels it. The shift, the urgency. Because we're nearing something big, something final. The scrolls say that Watchers once believed they could challenge God, that their punishment was unjust, that they could return and remake the world in their image. And that idea never died. It still lives in every movement that mocks heaven, in every idol built in the name of progress, in every voice that says, we don't need God anymore. Those are not just cultural ideas, they're echoes. Echoes of fallen minds, still trapped, still scheming. And here's the chilling part. What if they succeed? Not all at once, but slowly, by bending hearts, corrupting values, normalizing rebellion, until the prison is open and we don't even realize it, until it's too late. But this is not a message of fear, it's a wake-up call. Because the same God who stopped them on Sukkot stopped them again, and this time He's not just calling angels. He's calling us, you, me, all who can hear His voice. Because this next battle won't be just spiritual, it will involve choices, loyalty, truth, faith, and sacrifice. So ask yourself, what side are you on? The story is not over, it's just beginning again. And Michael, he's ready. Are you?